Hi, what's up? I'm Dilio, independent artist and music producer, and you're on my channel, Dilio T2K. And this is my review of the MPC SE. You see me work with it. There are definitely a ton of thoughts about this product, but I want to take a moment to share to my audience and my following what my thoughts were on it as we go forward into this 2023 year. So they finally did it, right? They finally did a MPC X in the retro colorway, which is something I wanted them to do a while ago, if you remember from my MPC One retro review video.
I would beg to ask if Akai would like come out with an MPCX retro.
So already I like how it looks because I've always wanted to have that connection to the past. And even though the black and red colorway on the MPC was definitely cool, I just wanted that old clinical beige color just to kind of help me connect with the past, have a little bit of fun with that. And as you know, I did a video about me not getting one like how other content creators did and how I was disappointed, but I wasn't too disappointed because I was thankful, and I think I responded pretty balanced to that. So, off the jump, it's like a really fun device. I love seeing the 16 Q-Links, full-size pads. The large screen is easy on the eyes, and I like being able to have everything in front of me and just lock in right there. There's something that we lost when we went to the whole computer-powered thing. I think there's a loss there. There's a gain and there's a loss. There's a gain of processing power, but the problem is that the other side of the coin is that there's a lot of distractions on the tabs. You got your Facebook, YouTube tab, Instagram, marketing tabs, all on the same computer of your music making device. Whereas when you're sitting with the MPC X standalone, it's like an easel canvas. It's like a blank canvas, and you could just see what you want to create on there, and you just lock in on that. The screen doesn't tell you what time it is. It doesn't tell you who sent you a DM. All the screen tells you is relevant information to your music creation. And like I said, you've probably already seen a lot of videos talking about the specs. Of course, 4 gigabytes of RAM. Originally, we were at 2 gigabytes. Now we're at 4 gigabytes. The first iteration of that was the MPC 61 keys, right? They put 4 gigabytes in that. Now we got a 4 gigabyte unit with a 48 gigabyte hard drive that's into it, with 10 gigabytes of usable space by the user. Okay, and it's the most technologically MPC to date. I don't think I've seen any other generation of MPC where you can make beats and sing to it on the fly and process vocals and auto-tune. It's crazy. There's a lot of really flexible things you can do with it that makes it fun. I do like the internal plugins, but as far as like some of the plugins, I don't like all of the sounds, but some are good, but it's still a fun thing. When you get an MPC, you tap into a community that I hear more about now because I mainly work on the MPC, similar to the FL Studio community. There's a whole community and thing there, but there's also a creator community and a music producer community. But what I like about just working with the MPC is sort of the legacy it goes back to, and just hearing stories of victories from other producers and how they really put things down in the studio with this device. And I didn't have access to a lot of MPCs from back in the day. I just didn't have the revenue or knowledge. Like, I really didn't have someone sit me down and say, hey bro, you need an MPC. And by the time I really learned about what an MPC was, I was primarily working on computers producing music. So let's talk about if I advise you getting one or not. I think that if you haven't bought an MPC before and you want the full flagship experience, top of line experience, this will be the unit to get. However, if you're an advanced keyboard player and you can really play and not just sample, which is nothing wrong with that, but if you have a little bit of a piano playing ability, I would recommend the Key 61 over the X because it gives you a nice key bed along with the whole sequencing powerhouse that it is as far as your sequencing and workflow is on that platform. Now, if you already own an MPC like an X or a 1 or a retro or a 61, I don't really recommend you getting another one unless you want to be on the collector level. They're releasing a lot of flavors of MPCs out now. I remember there's like the gold colored MPC. You got the Supreme MPC. You got the Timberland Edition MPC, which I want to do a video about later on. And now you got the retros and all this stuff. So there's a large smorgasbord of different MPCs you can get. And if you got one and you're doing good with that, then I advise you to stick with that, unless you just want to collect it or just kind of be at the cutting edge of the product line that they have. Now, as for me, no, I won't be buying one. And the reason I'm not buying one is because I'm still working on generating revenue with what I have. Buying a new MPCX for me will not help me make better connections, won't really prove to the world anymore what I can already show them on the MPC One Retro that I have on my desk right now. And so my eyes are not necessarily on gear, though I love gear. I think gear is fun and collecting that. But at this level right now, it's the relationships that I'm looking for, the opportunities that I'm looking for. And so I know that an MPCX will not bring me any more closer to that, because I already have a full understanding of the software and of the hardware in combination. So as for me, I would rather put my energy in generating revenue and serving the community and creating products with what I have, versus just grabbing another MPCX just because it's fresh and new, even though it's dope. But there's some things I want to prove to myself first before I go in that direction. The truth is that we're in an era of abundance. We have so much resources afforded to us, even in our pockets, to create music with. It's no longer a matter of what type of MPC you get now. It's about what can you do, what kind of music can you create? Can you create music or not? Can you provide an experience for someone else or not? Can you create something that the world wants to see with what you have or not? That's probably the most important thing about it. Making the music, like I spent years like really going over specs and all that stuff, and it didn't land me any closer to any career opportunities to those who don't care about that. You know, if you're gigging at a show, the person dancing on a dance floor doesn't care if you have a Shure or a Sennheiser microphone. They just want to know that you can sing. And sometimes it's not even your ability to sing. It's your ability to hustle. It's your ability to create an experience for the person that you're serving. And that's where I'm most focused in this part of the game. In reflection, I have to think about the time where I could barely get equipment. If you look on my YouTube channel right now, when I first got into this area, it was a very empty area with particle boards and different size screens and Sam's tables, and you know, it's a long way that I've come, which leads me to my final point. I think that all of it is good, and I think you can inspire anybody you want to with what you have with this XSE or anything, and I think that's probably the most important thing. And just the people letting me know, my audience letting me know that I inspire them, is very important to me. It helps me push forward. It lets me know that I'm seen on a platform that's harder and harder to get more business on because of the lack of organic reach or algorithm. There's so many different variables, and all these variables are at play. You don't know what the goalpost is, and it leaves you in the dark, and it makes you feel like you can't. It's like it's just a bad situation. So I know that's not about the MPC SE, but I had to share my thoughts about what I thought about it and how it relates to everything that I'm doing, which hopefully helps you find grounds and waypoints for you to navigate with what you're doing in your music creation journey. So that's my review of the MPCX SE. I know I kind of went on a tangent, but I wanted to say what I wanted to say, and I think I got that done. So yeah, I give it a thumbs up. It's a great product, and yeah, I'll probably end up with an X one day. It's just not today, because again, I'm focusing on other things, but that doesn't mean it's not a great product. And if you have the resources and you want it, party on. And once you get that thing, bang on them pads, learn it, enjoy it, and check out more videos from Dilio T2K teach you how to use that thing. All right, well, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Peace out.